Hello everyone, this is Richard. Welcome to another edition of Starfield Essentials. Today we're going to be doing a character build and we're going to be looking at what I consider the Super 17 skills. The goal for this character is to unlock skills that I consider essential for general play, quality of life, and crafting, outpost, and shipbuilding, and to reach level 60 to unlock all non-quest ship parts. You can have different goals that result in a different build. You can make different choices and still achieve this goal too. There is no single right way in Starfield. We'll start with the tech tree in Tech Tier 1. Assign 1 point to boost pack training. If you're already a bounty hunter, you have this skill by background. This is my first overall must-have skill. Piloting 1 is also a bounty hunter background trait, but I recommend getting all the way to piloting level 4. That will allow you to pilot Class A through Class C ships. Targeting Control Systems 1 will enable ship targeting. This is the final skill that you get with your bounty hunter background. Next in the overall must-have category, Physical Tier 1, I recommend 1 point in Stealth. Stealth 1 adds a stealth meter. It makes a character 25% more difficult to detect while sneaking, and it adds a 5% damage bonus to suppressed weapons. For me, that stealth meter is crucial. Without it, you don't know whether your character is hidden or not. Next in the overall must-have, add 3 points into Security so that you can hack Advanced, Expert, and Master level locks. I don't consider Security 4 to be critical. If you want to add a point to that, you can, and there will be some flexibility for this build later in the video. Moving now to the Quality of Life must-have skills. We're in the Social tier, and we're at level 2. That's where you find Negotiation, and I recommend putting 1 point into that skill because it enables the bribery option in speech challenges. This is a nice alternative to fighting or persuasion. If you can just pay someone off, sometimes that's faster, although perhaps Sarah Morgan might not like that. Continuing through Quality of Life must-haves, we're in the Science tier now, and Tier 1 of Science has the Surveying skill. I suggest putting 4 points into Surveying so that it will ultimately increase the hand scanner distance to 50 meters and maximize zoom. In Science Tier 2, we have Scanning, and I recommend 4 points into Scanning to enable the detection of unique inorganic resources on planet and moon surfaces. And I don't care quite so much about the complete list of cargo on ships in space, but being able to find that resource that you're looking for from orbit is a great capability. Moving down to Tier 3 of Science, I suggest putting 4 points into Astrophysics because that will increase the distance your ship scanner can reach to any planet or moon within 30 light years. And it will also give you a 50% chance of discovering a trait while scanning. This is great, again, from orbit to find what you're looking for, and it can save you some hassle from having to grind on the ground looking for planet traits. Moving over to Crafting, Outpost, and Shipbuilding must-haves, I suggest in the Social Tier 3, putting a point into Outpost Management so that it will enable additional cargo links at outposts. I'm not as much a fan of Outpost Management 2 through 4 because they basically just make outposts more productive. And I usually just sleep to get my storage full for whatever it is I'm extracting, so I don't care quite so much about the efficiency of outposts. Continuing in Crafting, Outposts, and Shipbuilding must-haves, I recommend putting a point into Botany. That's a Science Tier 2 skill because it enables farming plants in greenhouses. Similarly, I recommend a point in Zoology because it enables animal husbandry. Continuing in Crafting, Outposts, and Shipbuilding, in Science Tier 2 we find Spacesuit Design, and I recommend getting to level 3 because it enables crafting all helmet, spacesuit, and pack modifications with appropriate research. I don't care about Spacesuit Design 4 because that just occasionally reduces the resource costs required for modding, and that's not a big deal. Also in Science Tier 2, we have Weapon Engineering. I recommend 4 points here because that will enable crafting all weapon modifications, again with appropriate research. Moving to Science Tier 3, we have Outpost Engineering, and I recommend 3 points there because it enables crafting all outpost modules with appropriate research. I don't care about Outpost Engineering 4 because that just, again, reduces resource requirements, which I don't really care about. In Science Tier 4, we get to Special Projects, and I recommend putting 4 points there because with that skill, you'll be able to craft rare, exotic, and unique items, again, assuming you do the appropriate research. Moving over to the Tech tier, in Tier 4, you have Starship Design. Getting to Starship Design level 4 will enable the installation of improved, superior, cutting-edge, and experimental ship modules. And shipbuilding is one of the key tenets of this build. If you're familiar with the Starfield skill tree, you may have noticed that we're going to have a problem trying to get to Outpost management because it's a tier 3 social skill. In order to reach that skill, we need to put more points into both social tier 1 and social tier 2. I have some suggestions here, namely Theft 1, Persuasion 1, and Commerce 1 or 2, and in tier 2, Deception 1 through 3. This is really up to you. You can put the points into anything you want in the tier 1 and tier 2 social areas, as long as you put them where you need in order to unlock the social tier 3. At this point, we have a level 49 character who has all the skill points that you would need for what I call the Super 17 skills, as well as the 7 points needed to get to Outpost Management 1, that is a social tier 3 skill. And if you want to build a chart like this, just go to nukesdragons.com/starfield. It's a great site, and I used it to plan not only this video, but many of my characters. We want to get to level 60 so that we can unlock all ship parts that are not associated with a quest. So that means we can gather 11 more skill points if we want. We can hoard them and use them for something later, or we can assign them. And in this build, I assign them into the physical tier. I added 3 more points into stealth to get to stealth level 4. That results in your character being 100% more difficult to detect while sneaking. There's also a bonus to suppressed weapons, and door interactions are quieter. Similarly, I put 4 points into fitness so that I would reduce the amount of oxygen used while sprinting. And finally, I added 4 points into weightlifting, which ultimately enables carrying an extra 100 kilos of cargo or gear or anything else your character wants to haul. At this point in the build, we're level 60. We have what we need to unlock all non-quest ship parts. We also have everything we need to do awesome crafting, and assuming we do the research, which I have a video on, I'll link in the description. But those are the skills that we need to reach this goal. And here are all the 23 skills that I discussed in this video out of the 82 possibilities. And I would ask, do you see any missing? Yes, I did not cover any combat skills. You could have added combat skills in the area where there were 11 skill points available. I chose to put those into weightlifting, fitness, etc. But you could have just as easily put those into combat. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave a comment with your own ideas. My name is Richard. This is Starfield Essentials, and I will see you in the Starfield.